Welcome back to SUPRS Live. We just got done with the Supermodified Open Pavement Racing Series Port City Kickoff 50 here at Oswego Speedway. And let me tell you, folks, this turned into a pretty daggum good race. And Rocket Rob Warren comes home the winner here tonight. And good run for him. Rob, congratulations on the win. You join an elite club of multi-time winners. There's only been 3. You're now the 4th guy to win this more than once. You got to go back a few years to see your last one. But how's it feel to start the season where you ended the last non-wing season?
Well, if I remember correctly, I ended the last non-wing season in 2nd place at the Summit 125, which was a great race. And tonight was as well. I had a great time racing with Steady Steve Callahan. We ran down the front chute. I was just shy of side-by-side with him maybe 2 or 3 times in the heat race. Tried in the back chute once or twice as well. Finally got a good run in the heat race coming off of turn 2. Ran him down, all the way to turn 3. Hit the brakes going, oh gosh, I hope he sees me and I hope I don't wipe us both out. Had a great run with Steve. And then in the feature, he got a good start. Kyle kind of struggled. We raced side by side going through 1 and 2. Kyle had the lead going down the back stretch over me for 2nd place. And going around 3 and 4, he got a little bit higher than the grip is available, but man, down the front straightaway he shot right alongside of me again. I just had a decent enough run around 1 and 2 to make it by, and then it was try and catch Steve, because by then he had a good half, maybe 0.6 of a second on us. So while trying to warm up the tires, not make a stupid move and run down Steve, all at the same time, while worrying about what's coming breathing down my neck. Finally caught up to Steve, and we did it again, just like the heat race, side by side down the front stretch, side by side down the back stretch. He never chopped me off, nothing. I had to back out because I knew where he was going. That's the bonus of racing with someone that's Steady Steve, someone that's going to be where they are every time. And when I came off at turn 2, he bobbled. I think he bobbled in 4. Coming off at turn 4, he bobbled just enough that he had to kind of back out of it and get back in it on the front stretch. So that kind of upset the car just a whisker going into 1. And when and I made up ground coming into turn 1, apexed the corner and drove off the bottom. And I mean, it was a great race with Steve. From then on, it was protection mode. The cars behind me were faster. I could hear their engines coming. And then I had a little brake mistake somewhere around lap 45, I'm going to guess. And and it tightened up again. So it was a good run, man. Very happy. First finish race, server's car, and victory lane to start. We're not going to be chasing points. We're leading points right now. But anything can happen next week. The whole group was separated by 0.414 seconds in practice. So that tells you how tight it is. 8 cars under a half a second apart.
Well, it definitely was a close race out there tonight. Some good racing. Able to stave off a late race restart and hold back Keith Powell. Congratulations, Rob, on winning the kickoff here tonight at Oswego.
Thanks, man. Congrats to Keith, and Kyle Clark, I guess, made it back up to 3rd after his melee early. So congrats to Kyle Clark for making it back up to 3rd. He's one we're going to have to watch. That's a fast car.
Well, let's talk to our other 2 guys here. Rob just mentioned, first of all, 2nd place. Are we starting something that we never finished there at the end of the wing season with all these 2nd place finishes? Keith, you just about, if you could put one in the bag, you might be able to pull off your 2nd championship. But still early maybe to talk about that. But a 2nd place, how does it feel for you coming home in 2nd here tonight?
I'm pretty happy with second. Like Rob said, we had a lot of fast cars out there, a lot of fast guys this season. The season is going to really be tough. But I'm pretty happy with second place. I actually, that last caution um, gave me enough time to think about how to detuning my car on that restart, and that was, I didn't want to see that last caution. It looked like Rob was starting to get a little tight once I got in second place there. Um, I knew I had a really good long run car, and you know, uh, so I was just kind of following the top three there, and Steve and Kyle, they got to racing pretty hard, and um, I figured, well, if one makes a mistake, I'm gonna go. If not, we'll let them two sort it out. It was still a little too early for me to go, but you, Bobby, you had a really good car too, and you were kind of bringing down my neck. But on the other hand, respecting what I was dealing with up front. And when those two got together, Kosh came out, put me right behind Rob, and he took off after about 2-3 laps, and then it looked like his car just is picking up a pusher. He's really having a problem on entry all the way to the center, and I was kind of eating away at him. And when I decided it was kind of time to go, I felt like I was really starting to gain ground on him, and then that caution came out, and we're gonna have about 11 green flag laps, and I decided I wasn't gonna wait to see if his car picked up push again. I put a ton of rear brake in it and tried to get him on the restart, and that really goofed me up. So he was able to pull away a little bit, but congrats to him. He we're chasing him. We're chasing him again. Another second place finish, but we'll take it. We're pretty happy with that. Congrats to him again. Congrats to Kyle for making it back up there. I know. I really didn't even know who was third there at the end. I was concentrated on Rob so bad, and really had a handful there that last 10 laps. But just thanks to all the guys for coming in. Had a really good time tonight, and it was a good way to kick it off.
Keith, you had a front row seat for the situation there with your teammate Steve Callahan and Kyle Clark, and what did it look like? You just snuck through that whole deal down there in turn 4.
Yeah, I just barely missed it. I think I actually barely touched Kyle. I'm not sure, but I didn't have no yellow or nothing on my nose. But I was really kind of just concentrating on my line and Kyle. But yeah, I was right there. I can't believe I didn't get a big part of that, but we was able to sneak through that, and not really sure what happened. I think it was just a touch race deal. Like I said, I didn't really see it till all the cars were out of shape, and I was just trying to avoid that silver bullet car.
It was awful close, but didn't catch you this time, and had a good enough race car to finish this one up in second place. Keith Powell, ladies and gentlemen, out of Carrollton, Ohio, and the icing's on top. Number 41 Mayfield Missiles, second place. Let's talk to Kyle Clark and get his point of view on what happened down there in turn number 4 on around lap 19 with Steve Callahan. Kyle, you had a really good race going. It looked like you struggled a little bit in second place with Keith behind you there after Steve fell back. But what exactly was going on with the race car? It looked like the car was just violently loose off of the corner, and you would come across the straightaway and then have such a shallow entry that it made it tough to get through. And then if you could describe what happened down in turn 4 from your standpoint.
The car was good from the beginning. Once we all kind of settled in, I was behind Steve after Rob passed him. I was close to Steve. Probably should have left more room. I felt that I was faster, but I wasn't going to make any drastic moves that early in the race. I was just riding along. And I got to look at the replay and talk to Steve, but I don't think I touched him. I think he just broke loose, and I was just there. I, 'Once again, nowhere to go. After that, I hit the wall square, so it wasn't too bad, but the car just wasn't the same. And then, still getting used to these brakes. I run a lot of rear brakes, so if I go into a corner a little hot and I hit the brakes too hard, I pretty much power slide through the corner. So I wasn't really loose coming off. The car was, for the most part, felt good. But if I touched Steve, I'm sorry, but I don't think I did. But we'll find out. But I'm sorry you had a mishap, and that's what caused me to get back on the podium. But it was fun running you down for a few laps.
You definitely ran down, and that wasn't a gimme for any. You had a good race car, Kyle. What a nice run, though, to come back from the back. You had a good run going there with Gary Waldron as well. Can you talk real quick about that?
Yeah, Gary had a great car. I actually I know for a fact I tapped Gary once. Just he was slowing down more than me. I didn't expect it. Thankfully, it didn't upset him didn't upset his car. But he went in a little hot a couple laps later, and I got underneath him. And I was shocked he was still on my outside in the next corner. But that was a good run with him.
Kyle, congratulations. It was a good run for you and not a bad way to start the season. And hopefully after replays are watched, everybody calm down a little bit, and you guys will be able to work things out. I know you're good friends and able to race online. You and Steve Callahan having a great race out there. Kyle Clark in for third. Well, let's talk to the guy that we just talked about from Wyoming, Michigan, the Kenwa Auto Supply number 10. Gary Waldron. Gary, congratulations. You're a SUPRS Charger tonight. 3 guys moving up 2 positions, but you started the furthest back and advanced the same amount of positions, so you get the SUPRS Charger. 10 bonus points to start the season. When it's all said and done, a crappy heat race, but looked like you had a pretty decent race in the feature. What were your goals, and did you realize those goals for this 50-lapper kickoff here?
Well, mostly just to kind of shake the rust off more than anything. It's been a while. Just got kind of hooked up, car put back together and whatnot. Really, the car was pretty good right out of the box. First 20 laps, 25 laps, it was really good. Wasn't going to run with the leaders at all, but it was close enough. But, I don't know, maybe driver error, tire management. I'm not sure. Maybe a different setup. The car really went away pretty bad towards the end there. Thought maybe I could run with the rest of the guys up there, you and those guys, but it just wasn't going to be. 5th place is great. I'll take it. I stayed out of trouble for the most part. You're right. The heat race was crappy. I think a lap in before I got put in the wall. Nobody's fault. My own for being over aggressive, but all in all, good night.
Well, Gary, welcome back to SUPRS. Hope you enjoyed the show, and look forward to seeing you for the Jem Champagne Memorial next week here at Oswego Speedway. Well, folks, we're going to wrap things up here at Oswego. The Port City Kickoff goes to Rocket Rob Warren. He joins Mighty Miles Maxon, the Sandman, Ray Sand Jr., and Superfan J, John Davidson, as the 4th multi-time winner of the Port City Kickoff here at SUPRS. Come back next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. We want to see you enjoying live Supermodified Sim Racing from the original Supermodified Sim Racing sanction, SUPRS. And in the meantime, during the week, don't forget to check us on supers.net for real Supermodified racing news and find out where you can go racing to watch the ultimate short track race car, because we exist to support real Supermodified racing and real Supermodified drivers in their times of need through the Dion Parrish Memorial Benevolent Fund. If you see fit and you would like to do it without becoming a member, you can always donate to the Dion Parrish Memorial Benevolent Fund for Supermodified drivers. All monies in the fund go to help injured Supermodified drivers in their times of need. So a great cause there. We race online for a lot bigger reasons than just winning races. But tonight, Rob Warren, can celebrate all of that in the First to Finish Racing Rocket number 35. Rocket Rod Warm, your winner here at the Port City Kickoff. We'll come back next week for the Jim Champagne Memorial 80 to honor the legend and the innovator, Jim Champagne. So until then, congratulations to our podium finishers, Rob Warren, Keith Powell, and Kyle Clark. I'm Bob Gangwer, reminding you to keep it wing side up and wheels to the ground. See you next week here on SUPRS Live.